guys, Logan here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys another movie review. This time I'm going to be reviewing the biopic Tolkien, a biopic about J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote books such as Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit before they were adapted into movies. This film takes place in early 20th century England, where a writer named John Ronald Reuel Tolkien and three of his schoolmates, creating a strong bond between them as they share the same passion for literature and art, a true fellowship that strengthens as they grow up, but the outbreak of World War I threatens to shatter it. So now that I got done watching it, what are my thoughts on it? Well, I will say that I like it. I liked it. Didn't love it, but I liked it. It's a solid biopic. I do find the story about Tolkien's life, both personal and business-like, to be interesting. Just how this film revolves around his entire life line, his entire life story, I find it to be interesting. Or just the parts of his story, life story, that about him writing books, particularly Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Nicholas Hoult was very good in this movie as J.R.R. Tolkien. His performance, his acting, his line delivery, everything that he did as this character responsible for writing the books, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, he did a very good job. He pulled it off as that character. Lily Collins also did a really good job. And the chemistry between these two characters, the characters that they played, is very charming and very sweet. And I bought into their relationship. It feels very authentic and feels real, like you do buy into them as the real couple. That you get a sense that they feel for each other and love each other. And while the execution to the story is not necessarily great, it was still a bit strong. It does show you, like I just said about the story that this film revolves around, to be interesting. It does a very good job of just showing at least the personal and business side of who Tolkien really is, not just as a writer, but as a person in general. Who he is, what he's like in person, how he has treated his roommates, and as well as everybody else. Just stuff like that. That's what I thought this film does very well at. And by the way, if you guys that played Tolkien's roommates, or stuff like that, his buddies that are into literature and art, they do a very good job as well. I mean, the cast is pretty solid, I will say. I do like the cast. It's very good. They did a very good job. And the directing is nice, as well as the writing, I will say. They're not, necessarily great, but they're very solid. Now, I do have issues with this film because this film is not great. There are certain problems that this film suffered from, at least in my point of view. The runtime, the length, how long this movie is, it felt long. The stretch that this film has made within its runtime felt a bit too long. It's 1 hour. It's an hour and 52 minutes, if I remember correctly. And I feel like there were certain moments within this film's entirety that could have either been edited shorter or could have been cut out of the film and made the runtime much shorter, because the pacing of this film didn't really flow well. I will say it didn't felt natural. It didn't help you keep you focused on what's happening, because there were certain there were some dull moments, especially within the second act. There were certain glimpses of greatness that this film could have capitalized on that, but briefly show them. To give you some few examples without giving away too much, even though this film did came out in May, I'm still not going to reveal, but I will say there were certain set pieces, let's just say, that Tolkien sees through his eyes, even though they weren't there in person. He sees some pieces that do come out of his books, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. There were certain glimpses of there that could have made this film even more awesome and epic and emotionally interesting and made it more impactful. But it briefly shows those glimpses and never addressed them again. And that kind of bothers me just a little bit, not to the point where it just absolutely just aggravates me. It just gives me a headache. No, it's not like that. But it just didn't capitalize off of those brief moments that could have made this film much better than it could have been. So I will say that this is a solid biopic. If you are someone who loves biopics, and or if you are a huge J.R.R. Tolkien book reader, or if you are a fan of his books, then I would say give this movie a shot. I am going to give Tolkien a gold medal of honor. Yeah, that's right. I was struggling to figure out which medal of honor to give it. A gold medal of honor or a silver medal of honor. Because the issues that I already mentioned almost led me into giving this film a silver medal of honor. But overall, this is a mostly solid biopic to watch. And because of that, I would give this film a gold medal of honor. So anyway, guys, that is my review for Tolkien, starring Nicholas Hoult as J.R.R. Tolkien. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it that like button to click, and if you'd like to see future videos from me, make sure to press up there to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon so that you'll get notified about my latest videos. Have a great day, and as always, fight the good fight.